I had lots of requests about covering IREN, so I thought let's do it. So first of all, on the macro side, we are entering a very difficult phase because liquidity is going to drain out of the markets in the months ahead. Likely central banks are going to raise rates. Kevin Wars may even skip one more to help Trump win his election, but the inflation is just way too high. So he's going to have to do it anyway. And same is for the Bank of Japan, the carry trade. They may help Trump skipping one more rate hike, but yeah, I think most of the trading firms and banks know it's going to happen. So there's liquidity going out of the market instead of in. So that's in general a difficult phase for tech stocks. Yeah, so from a chart structure perspective, um, the first thing I see is that this leg is a climax from the first leg, and when a second leg is a climax, then you usually, well, the last 100 years, you usually are going to at least get back all the way to the previous range. But what we see the last few years with all the market euphoria, and all the people who can't wait because everything is just going up, 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 then you often see that we are going to hit the midpoint of the gap, and that's going to be here, around here. We just saw the same happening with SanDisk. I can quickly show you that. So we had the shoulder head shoulder, and then this was the previous top, right, out of this range, and then we basically exactly went to the middle, to the middle, and that's where the target was. That's also where I had my targets to cover my short. So that's the absolute minimum we're gonna see before you're gonna see any new highs, or before, at least before you have good odds of seeing good highs, good new highs. So that didn't happen yet. So I still expect that before the big money steps in, we at least going to hit this blue line here in the middle. Let's give it a different color. So the pink line, I would not consider a long anymore before we have hit this. Yeah, I have been trading on a daily time frame to the long side up here, but yeah, when I zoom out on a higher time frame, that it was not very likely that was going to hit a breakout. So if you trade, if you scalp this on a very small time frame, you can still get long, but this is about the longer term. So I think that it's going to be likely to be at least going to see this. Of course, when the markets take a nosedive, then we could also see the blue line. But yeah, that what we have to see first. If we do not hit this and price would go up in the next few weeks for whatever reason, then I think it's likely that it's going to fail again, and we're going to stay in this range. Longer term, I think IREN is very bullish, not only on the fundamentals but also on the charts, because I think that eventually this leg is gonna copy. So for example, let's take the midpoint, and then if you make the line equal to this, then you are already at around 250. Then I usually take profits a little earlier to be before the mass, and around 200 would make sense. I don't think we're gonna hit it this year. I think 2027 is possible, and if not, it's gonna be a longer range, and then we hit it in 2028. But I do think IREN is gonna reach 200 at one point in the future, based on this chart perspective. And but first of all, I'm just gonna see how this plays out, and if we're gonna get an entry at pink or blue to make that run. Okay, let me know if any questions. I will reply to everything, and also let me know if you like the video.